Brockman's got a little something for us.
Y'all better start the MVP campaign.
Brockman's NFL MVP Index.
Oh, you know it's that time of the year, boys.
Is that your head on Bob Knight's body? Is that what that was?
Bill Walsh, actually.
Bill Walsh.
Yeah.
I'm the Bill Walsh
I'm the Bill
today.
Walsh
Bill Walsh
of
of MVP.
MVP
All right, I can
Index.
see that.
Yeah. My head's a little small, I think, for that. Looks pretty
Bob
good,
Knight's
though.
same sweater, but probably a little different
like
build.
Bill
Yeah.
Walsh was all about those big pop collars. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. We know, TJ, you've said it. Might as well be the MVQ award, right?
Oh, yeah.
We know the MVP is going to a quarterback this year, right? It would be really awesome if Baker Mayfield won. That would be pretty sick. He's a cool guy and having a great year. However, through 6 weeks of this NFL season, I am busting out the non-quarterback MVP index.
All right.
It's not just one position, responsible for winning. It's everybody, Tom, as you know. It's all 53.
The quarterback's pretty important, but I get
I
your
get
point.
it. Quarterback's pretty important.
Go
All
on.
right,
I
here
don't
we
want
go.
to ruin your premise
The
here.
non-quarterback MVP index, number 5. Going to Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Devin Lloyd. This guy has been an absolute beast. Leads the NFL in interceptions as a linebacker, and we know he had that unbelievable pick 6 against Patrick Mahomes. This guy's absolutely balling, and one of the main reasons Jacksonville, 4-2, in the playoff mix, and a surprise team that could win their division.
Like Devin Lloyd, met him the morning that he was drafted. I believe that was the Las Vegas draft. He was in the suite that we had in the Cosmopolitan Hotel, like at the breakfast buffet. I was like, oh, yeah, hey, where do you think you're going? One of those like weird moments. And then obviously his career's gone. I hadn't thought a ton about Devin Lloyd since, quite honestly, until this year when obviously he begins making a ton of plays.
Yeah, huge leap.
For a revamped Jacksonville defense. I mean, Anthony Campanile deserves so much credit for the way that they've generated as a team a lot of these turnovers. I mean, he's had a fantastic year. Not going to play, not making the trip to London because of the I believe it's calf injury that he suffered last week. But Devin Lloyd off to a great start. I mean, Defensive Player of the Year. If you were naming that right now, I think he'd probably be in that mix with. Well, I don't want to ruin any of the other names you're going to say, but I would think that he would at least be in that conversation.
Well, I imagine you were about to say this person's name coming in at number 4.
Nick Bonitto?
The best defense in the NFL, the Denver Broncos. Nick Bonitto leads the NFL in sacks.
See, I had
8 of them.
I walked him right into it. I actually let him say it.
Teammates.
But then he gave me the opening.
Teammates.
Nick
Bonitto's been awesome this year. Yeah.
He's been really good. Him and Brian Burns tied, I believe. Or if Bonitto got one last week, but they're both up there at the top.
Brian Burns 7.5 sacks. Nick Bonitto 8.
Bonitto added a half sack then, since we had Brian Burns on the show on Friday. I mean, Bonitto is certainly, I mean, he's the straw that stirs the drink. Broncos got him locked up for years to come. Between him and Pat Surtain, I mean, those are the two guys that kind of everything goes through there. I mean, he's been really good on a Denver team that is atop, or at least tied atop the AFC West, despite the fact that offense has been a roller coaster ride so far.
Number 3, also a player not going to play this week. Let's go down to Tampa. This dude has been absolutely unbelievable. Offensive Rookie of the Year is in the sights for this player, and he is number 3 on the non-quarterback MVP index. Got to be Emeka Egbuka. With all the injuries going on in Tampa, Emeka Egbuka. Did I just pull a Gronk for a second?
I thought you were doing a Gronk impression.
No, yeah, that's
Emeka Egbuka.
That was really embarrassing.
That's what he said.
For Gronk. Seems like he scored a touchdown every game. He has been everywhere for Baker Mayfield on this offense, who has suffered a litany of injuries to Mike Evans and Godwin coming back and Bucky Irving being out. This dude has been absolutely the real deal and looks like the best wideout in this class.
He's exceeded, I think, anybody's reasonable expectations, including mine, because the one thing you heard about him, because really, in talking to people around the league, the only lock first-round guy was really Teteroa McMillan.
Right.
Like, he was the one that everyone was like, all right, he's in the mix. It was just, is that the style of receiver you want? Was the tape too up and down? Matthew Golden was the next one, especially after he blazed the 40. And then after that, like, I was remember going through mock drafts on NFL.com, and, like, nobody had Emeka Egbuka in the first round. The thing I kept hearing, especially when I talked to coaches, was, all right, the traits, scouts worry about traits. Coaches are just like, dude can play football. Like, he's such a good football player and a wide receiver. He's going to be good. What I didn't expect to see was that he'd be the deep threat. He'd be making the plays down the field, not just the guy who's, possession-type receiver, but the big play threat and the degree of difficulty. Absolutely, it has blown me away this season. MVP, probably a little strong, especially because, again, that hamstring, that could be a few weeks.
Yeah.
Hamstrings can take a little bit here. We'll see whether or not he's an IR guy by the end of the week. A lot of times those moves aren't made until Saturday. But in terms of most impact rookie receivers in recent NFL history. There's not a lot of guys who have come out of the gate the way that this guy has. Justin Jefferson, week 1 was down his first year. Week 2, he got a whole lot better. After that, he certainly made an instant impact on the game. Jamar Chase had a good rookie season, but this guy's unbelievable.
Number 2, I'm going a little off the board here. Maybe you guys aren't thinking about this player, but you really should. 4-2 for the Seattle Seahawks. I'm talking about Jaxon Smith-Njigba. This guy has been absolutely unreal. Top 5 in catches. Leads the NFL with almost 700 yards. He's on pace for an absolute monster season. It seems like he gets every single target from Sam Darnold in that offense. Sam Darnold having a great year. Seattle looks like a playoff team. It's mostly because of that guy right there, 11, number JSN.
I've seen some of those photos of the Ohio State receivers on the bench back when these guys were all in college, because they were all together. You mentioned a bunch of them, along with Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr. was supposed to be the one who would make the instant impact, and while he's played better the past couple of weeks here, hasn't been, that guy right out of the gate. Instead, we're talking about Egbuka, and we're talking about Jaxon Smith-Njigba. You're right. I give John Schneider all the credit for the way that they have totally revamped that team. When you think about it, a year ago, and obviously Smith-Njigba was on the team, but it was Geno Smith throwing the ball to DK Metcalf. That was the primary receiver. Tyler Lockett was still there. All 3 of those guys are gone. They get Sam Darnold for less than what Geno wanted, plus get a 3rd-round pick. Ship off DK Metcalf, and cut Tyler Lockett, which opens up all the floodgates for Jaxon Smith-Njigba to become the high-volume receiver that he's capable of being. He has been excellent so far through the course of the season.
Lastly, number 1, probably the most surprising team in the league, 5-1 Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, TJ, I'm talking about your boy, Jonathan Taylor. Leads the NFL in rushing, leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. This guy has been an absolute monster. Looks like the offensive player of the year right now. And I know I said, Bijan Robinson is the best, player in the NFL last year. Look, let's be honest. Jonathan Taylor is playing like that dude right now. Gotta love JT. He's number 1.
Jonathan Taylor at number 1 and Bijan not making your list. That's bold. That might get aggregated. Make sure you post that since you run the X account, Brockman.
Of course. What?
Do you think we need one more?
I've seen some of the stats.
Just jump the gun on the one more, Mike.
Sorry,
I've seen the stats with Jonathan Taylor.
I thought he was done. Sorry, Tom. I thought you were done. Sorry.
He has been as effective when he's been healthy as anybody in terms of consistently producing on a week in, week out basis. He's a huge part of what they're doing in Indianapolis right now. I think that everybody realistically is wondering, is Daniel Jones going to be able to do this for all 17 games and in the playoffs, or are we going to reach a point where those bumps in the road come? Well, having Jonathan Taylor there, even when your wide receiver group is a little bit beat up, Alec Pierce didn't play for a couple of weeks there, having that guy and Jonathan Taylor you can count on definitely helps. Jonathan Taylor should be in the conversation. Hasn't been a running back winning the MVP since Adrian Peterson, 2012?
Adrian Peterson. Yeah,
you have one more. I did not know this.
I wasn't even done. Jonathan Taylor is the highest running back on the MVP odds list.
Fake me out, these guys. Fake
Joe
me out.
Flacco had better timing after 5 days on the Bengals than you've got on the soundbar today.
I wonder if Brockman has one more.
Jonathan Taylor's 100-1 for MVP.
Fake me out.
Now, I can't give gambling advice.
And we never asked you.
Never asked.
But he's on pace for how many yards right now?
He's got, let's see, I just had it up. I think he's got, over 700 yards?
Yeah, it's in that 2,000 neighborhood right now. I don't know if it's slightly under or slightly over.
He's got 600 yards in 6 games. He's averaging 100
600 yards. So he's, on pace for 1,800 yards. If he's in that category and the Colts go 14-3, maybe I'm wrong. I find it hard to believe Daniel Jones is going to eat up a bunch of MVP votes.
Didn't even come close.
But that was in a little different situation. Again, it's like, how much credit do you give to the singular player if it's not a quarterback? That's always been it, which is, it doesn't matter how good the running back is. If the quarterback sucks, then he's not going to be able to have that level of production.
He's now minus money for Offensive Player of the Year, so Bijan would have to go nuts to kind of overtake him.
Bijan might be, and I know we talked about this before, but he might be the best player going in the NFL right now.
He's on a pace for 1,150 yards receiving. Bijan Robinson.
They've done a great job. Zach Robinson, since he moved down from the booth, that offense has been as consistent as anybody. You go back, remember, Arthur Smith was there when they drafted Bijan and they drafted Kyle Pitts and they drafted Drake London. And the idea was, let's build a basketball team and no one will be able to compete with our combination of size and speed. They didn't have the quarterback.
Right.
They never used a high pick on a quarterback.
They did on everybody else. Offensive line,
everything else. They
running
built it
back,
up.
wide receiver.
They took Desmond Ridder in the third. That
Pitts.
didn't work out, but it's a third-round pick.
Yeah.
And obviously, Arthur Blank decided to move on. Right now, it looks like the Falcons' offense is headed in the right direction. It took a long time to get to this point, but if Michael Penix Jr. ends up being that dude that Desmond Ridder and Marcus Mariota and even late career Matt Ryan could not be, job one is win that division. And to do that, you got to get past the other guy you mentioned, Baker Mayfield, and the Bucs, who one way or another, no matter how many people are hurt, no matter how rough the schedule is, no matter how ugly it might be at times, they find a way year in and year out to hang another
All right,
banner.
Mike, play the drop.
We need one more.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll get
Now
one
we're
more.
going to get one.
You're
I feel like I heard that
10
10 minutes ago.
surprise. You
And
ruined
Blind
the
Squirrel
surprise.
and
Sorry,
Mike
man.
Del Tufo on the soundbar. All right, let's
All right,
go.
one more.
You got one more. You do have one more.
Non-QB
All right.
MVP index, guys. I got to do it. It's Skattebo. It's Ken Skattebo. All vibes, all juice. I don't even know what's in that juice. It's probably not legal. This guy is
Hold on.
This
Cam
is the guy
Skattebo.
that we want leading this. He's injected a certain swag that was not existing on the New York Giants right now. 2 out of 3 wins, and it's because of this guy. He's shirtless, ripping with Fitzpatrick. Jackson Dart. He has an S in his name. Come on. Look at
Big
those
Blue.
guys.
Now I want to be
Skattebo.
I want to be clear on one thing, because you said what Cam Skattebo is putting in his drink might not be legal, and you said Cam Skattebo injected.
I'm
I
not
want to
implying
make
anything.
abundantly clear.
Those were just
Cam
weird
Skattebo,
words.
all natural,
All natty.
and a little bit nuts.
Ooh, a lot nuts.
I think that if Cam Skattebo and the Giants, and last week was one game, but if they continue going this, I would be all for a new award that is the Cam Skattebo Award.
Ooh.
It would be the rookie who most changes the vibes
Yes.
Of a team.
of a team.
If
Doesn't
Deion
mean the
Dawkins
best player.
can get a lineman award, why can't we get a vibe award?
It's not the rookie of the year. It is not the best player. It's just the one who everyone's like, oh man, this is fun. Look at this guy.
The culture change.
Look what this
Look at
guy
this
over
guy.
here is doing. This is cool. I would be up for the Cam Skattebo Award. All natural. And
All natural.
And the top of the trophy would be him shirtless, bumping chest with Ryan
Shirtless,
Fitzpatrick.
ripping his
Yes, ripping the shirt off. You're right.
ripping
That's
the shirt
it.
off like Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, TJ. Skattebo.
I would dig. Can we work on this?
We can make our
Deion
own trophy.
Dawkins
Literally
convinced
just give it
Roger
to him.
Goodell to do the Protector Award.
That's
I
true. He
want to
just said,
do
yeah.
That's what I mean.
the Skattebo Award.
I think Skattebo was an angry run. He gets the scepter this week.
Well, what would it be, though? What's on the bottom of it? Is it the Skattebo? You get the Skattebo, and inside the bowl is Skattebo ripping off his shirt?
Skattebo. He did go to Arizona State. I don't know.
We'll workshop it in the break.
Skattebo.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.